Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and I'm delighted to be welcoming someone who has helped our community in several ways. First of all, he proved as an Indian American the kind of intelligent power which we bring from our motherland. Sincerely speaking, having been in the faculty at Harvard, itself speaks a lot about what Dr. Suresh Reddy is offering to the world. Presently, he is not only president of a very important organization, AAPI, he is also Chief Radiology, Heinz Medical Center, Chicago. He is at the faculty of Loyola University Center and Associate Professor of Radiology and Interventional Neuroradiology. So these are the terms which for a layman may not mean as much as they really mean for those who are beneficiary of all the services offered by Dr. Suresh Reddy. I have the pleasure and honor of welcoming President AAPI, Dr. Suresh Reddy ji. Namaste.
Namaste ji. Thank you, Ashok.
So, Dr. Saab, as people, those who know you and those who have observed you, they realize there is a sense of intensity that you bring to whatever task you choose to take care of. So, as President of AAPI, when the focus this year under your presidency is about awareness related to obesity, how significant you feel this theme is?
Thank you, Ashok ji. It's a great theme because obesity has been established as a disease now, and it affects every system in the body. It affects your it can cause multiple diseases, diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol increase. It can even cause cancers. It can cause arthritis. So it has effect on several other diseases. And because of this fast food and all the new packed food, the obesity has grown very intensely even in children. So it has become into alarming rates, and also obesity has also been diagnosed heavily in veterans population, where they come after serving in the war and they do not have good family structure or background to support them. And these are the two areas AAPI is intensely working on, prevention of childhood obesity in the children and also in the veterans.
So just thinking loudly with you, obesity is getting the blame of a lot of diseases, maybe rightly so. But then the root of obesity lies in the kind of social structure as well as commercial structure as well as habit pattern which we are continuously working on developing. So the kind of food which you said is not helpful from health point of view, that is the kind of food which you not only have available in the market but also for students in schools. And pizza is everybody's favorite, but then one day doctor says it's no good. So now my question to you is, are you also working proactively with the policy makers in ensuring that we have healthy food available at proper cost to the consumer?
That is a great point, Ashok ji. First of all, it's every coin has both sides. And one is the consumer side. The consumer side, we are developing a lot of educational tools for the parents, for the children, and for all the lay public. But also we are also working from the lawmaker side, the other end, where strict rules are placed, where even in here and also in India, we are trying to make sure that every package or every food item has the number of calories on it. And this is especially true in India, where it's very new that you don't, even in the 5-star restaurants, you don't see the number of calories. It has been pretty well established in the United States. At least we know what we are eating, and that has been mandated. And also even in schools, they are mandating that no fast food and fast drinks are allowed. It is a double-edged sword. We are working from both sides. We recently had our legislative meeting and in Washington DC, where several lawmakers attended the event. We have that once a year, and we work from the other side too, from the lawmakers side, as you said, try to put in laws so that some way we can mandate this kind of high calorie intake.
Yeah. So, Dr. Reddy, let's talk a little bit more about the legislative meeting and what kind of interaction transpires between AAPI members and these legislators. And allow me to add one more thing. Earlier, there were concerns among medical fraternity about the way medical insurance is taking shape with Obamacare, and so from that side, how is the situation now?
It's we are working from several ends, and every year we do this legislative meet in Washington DC, and this also we did the year we did in Capitol Hill and at the Press Club, and we had interaction with several lawmakers, including congressmen, senators, and we also had was also attended by lawmakers from other countries like Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom. We collaborated with an organization called International Leaders Summit, and we had a very good exchange of ideas and things. And coming to we impress on them, we bring it to their attention what is that needed for the country, and they are very receptive, and they guide us how to go forward and process the policies and put pressure on the policy makers so that going forward our country, United States, has a better top quality health care at a low cost.
Low cost is important everywhere, and there are a few points that I would like Dr. Reddy's attention to. But before that, as I sit with you and I'm inspired to think loudly, so there is one side where you probably need some support for advocacy groups or some sort of advocacy, because legislators meet you one time, they give you some ideas, but then in order to follow up, you or your team members may not have time, but there would be some groups. So that, I would say, is one way. Second, as I'm sitting here at ITV Gold Studio, and Dr. Sudeep Parikh is also very closely working with AAPI on various fronts, but not just for ITV Gold's point of view, but media plays an important role. So maybe AAPI is either it's already working to develop simple messages which through print media, through social media, etc. can be anything on that.
I fully agree with you, Ashokji. But what happened is I was with Dr. Parikh, had a long discussion yesterday, and I fully agree with him that media is a form of charity, because you distribute information so that they can have better lives. And I was talking to him, and we are planning with ITV and AAPI, we are planning to have a collaboration where we'll have a program called Ask AAPI Doctor. AAPI, as you know, represents the interest of almost 100,000 Indian physicians in the United States. And we have various specialties. We have Indians in all the specialties at top levels. So we are trying to pick some topics on a weekly basis for general public. And media really does a great charity work by distributing that information. It's basically it's distributing wealth of knowledge.
Mm. So while in spirit I agree, I just feel like putting my views on it. Charity work with media doesn't sound that sort of I don't know, in sync. But maybe the compassionate part, I would agree with you. So there is action through compassion, especially when we talk about Indian media here and the way it is operated, and there is some commercial angle, but at the same time it is sort of creating a family feeling among community members, and from that point of view, when you walk together, it makes a lot of difference. And health walk are also a key ingredient, I would say, of outreach programs of AAPI.
Yes, AAPI is heavily involved in community programs. AAPI is a national organization, but we also have 150 sub-chapters almost in every state in the country. and each sub-chapter has, especially during the summer months, we have a lot of health walks, health awareness walks. It includes not only Indians but also local non-Indian Americans. But again, there are some specific diseases that are specific for Indian immigrants, like cardiac diseases, diabetes. These are all rampant because of our genetics and our food habits. And so we are trying to make them aware, and health walks, and also we do charity clinics. There's of these 150 chapters, almost 40-50 chapters of free charity clinics. And we also do like free vaccinations for immigrants who do not have insurance, and free hypertension and blood pressure recordings, and management, and also cardiac advices. So we have physicians in every specialty, and we are trying to do this health fair clinics in almost every big city or even smaller towns for awareness of diseases.
And if I may request you to share a little bit more details about health walk, and what is the frequency of health walks, and how any organization which is not primarily working in the health field may join hands with AAPI, so that they get some sort of information tools with the help of AAPI members, and it could be a collaborative effort. And if I may suggest that if we have once a year health walk, it might not be sufficient, so you need frequent health walks.
I fully agree. All these programs, they have to be on a continuous basis, and unfortunately in some areas you cannot do health walks outdoor during the winter months. This is a constant yearly or even 6-month or 3-month events, and we collaborate with local like grocery stores, and we have collaborations with several local stores, so that it's a partnership with the community. And also we are also doing health walks for the veteran obesity, and because that's they have served us at the borders, and it's our duty to take care of them. And coming to the next convention, that's one of my major in Chicago. We are having a veterans obesity walk in downtown Chicago to highlight that event.
Wonderful. When you are healthy, then only you can enjoy what the world has to offer, and at the same time celebration of life requires you to be able to walk properly, etc. So there is one World Empowerment Program. How AAPI is working in that?
Like health empowerment, and also actually most importantly the women empowerment program. Several sub-chapters recently have also organized the women empowerment program. That is also part of one of our main core programs in AAPI. We have a women's forum every year, and we bring women who are successful from all walks of life, and to maintain good health and good work-life balance, and social and physical and mental status.
At this point, let me ask you a personal question. Any women that comes to your mind when you look at the source of inspiration for you in designing your life, in sustaining the positive momentum of life?
Yeah, there are several women that are who have done an amazing job over the one who comes to my mind first is Oprah Winfrey. And she not only struggled and through her life, and she has come out successful, hugely successful, and she has given a lot to the community back, and she is one of the pioneer. I would like to invite her for the Chicago convention if possible. We are trying to invite her. And another person who did a lot of service, woman, is Mother Teresa. I had the opportunity to meet her when I was in my primary school in India. And I think there are several women. And
indeed. So my question is more from the personal side.
Yeah.
Individually speaking, who you feel, generally speaking, many times we hear mothers come to mind, sometimes wives comes to mind, or so in your in your case, maybe there could be
Yeah,
some teacher.
there are several icons who helped me in my life, and my wife is definitely as a key role, and my mother. They are the two women, and my sister growing up. So these are the key
Okay, so now
people.
question becomes even more specific. What is it that you feel you picked up or learned through them, which helps you in being more sensitive as a physician?
It's a compassion, and growing up we are very like in India we are very close to our grandparents, and they like it's more about compassion to the suffering, and most of the time by the time you become young adult and your grandparents are suffering, and you see them, and that helps you how to treat your patients. And also because most of the families in India are joint families, and everybody goes through that phase, and you see your parents supporting your grandparents, then that becomes your responsibility to support your grandparents. And it also children learn by what you do than what you say. So how you take care of your parents will be reflected by how your kids will take care of you.
Absolutely. And you, as president of AAPI, have not forgotten your roots, and there is support of ambulance services under your presidency by AAPI. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So yeah, several programs we do it in India too. We run almost 15 charitable clinics in India, and at the same time we have a lot of alumni and regional chapters in US which give them back to Unite India. My own alumni, the Usmania alumni, has recently given almost 150 defibrillators in the ambulances, and ambulances in India, most of them do not have the defibrillators. And in the state of Telangana, we have contributed to 150 ambulances. There were almost 300 ambulances, and the state government matched us. So every ambulance in the state of Telangana has now a defibrillator, which is a defibrillator is a vital machine, especially when you have a heart attack. They can bring back you to life.
Very, very good. Happy to hear that. And what is another happy news for each and every one of us, members of Indian American community, especially is the induction of Dr. Sampath Shivangi to National Advisory Council by President Trump. Talk to us about your feeling when this was
I'm
declared.
really excited and ecstatic because it's a double win for me and the organization. I was fortunate to appoint him, and he accepted my appointment as the chair of the legislative committee this year, and he has been doing an amazing job. And he recently got appointed to the Trump's cabinet as into the National Advisory Council for National Medical Services, Mental Health Services.
So mental health services, and there are several ways in which AAPI is working to serve the community here as well as in India, and there are several ways in which AAPI members work towards knowing each other a little bit more and creatively finding projects that would help everyone. In that context, the events like Cruz by AAPI members, do you see them playing a role beyond the normal fun get together?
Yeah, so we have every year AAPI organizes a tour to bring the families together and to bring the camaraderie and brotherhood among the AAPI doctors. And this year we have 2 ships going to Antarctica, one in November, one in January. And whenever we do this, we not only make it like it's a CME family tour. So a part of everything is involved. We have a continued medical education, and we have some social entertainment. But more than that, we are trying to increase the camaraderie, and also this year we are trying to do like yoga, like holistic medicine, like yoga, meditation. We are organizing training classes, and also we are organizing CPR training. And usually when we go to a host country, that's where we do the programs. This year it will be in Antarctica also, and we'll be going to stopping over in Argentina. So we would like to do some CPR basic life support training in some schools there. Recently we were in Israel and Jordan with the Resuscitation Council of Jordan. We organized BLS, like basic life support and CPR events in the university students there.
Wonderful. Now, switching gears and coming towards the upcoming generation of Indian American physicians, many times when they start off their life, they feel that they need to focus on being successful in their own field, like in your case also. But should they take interest and make themselves more aware about organizations like AAPI, even when they just come out of residency?
No, that's a great point. We are trying to catch them young, and we would because the organization is the average age is becoming little bit increasing, so we are trying to add some new blood into the system so that it's in a continuity. And we have special groups called Young Physician Section and Medical Student and Resident and Fellow sections. We mentor them, we instill a sense of charity and organizational skills, and they take into this organization, and they become pretty successful in organizing skills and using them elsewhere in their life.
Wonderful. And there is another important aspect of our lives is that we need to learn to be able to offer help even if we are not physicians ourselves. From that point of view, there are some techniques like CPR, etc. How AAPI works with common members of the community to empower them with the kind of knowledge.
That is a great point. Especially in India, we have done a huge CPR. We have done in several schools. We almost trained like 10,000 kids in India in the last 1 year, and even here, every health fair, we make it a point to organize the CPR events so that every American in US will be able to help a bystander collapse. The same thing we are trying to do with India. We are working with Indian Resuscitation Council by Indian Society of Anesthesiology, and in October we have the World Restart a Heart Day, and the goal is to train 500,000 Indians, 5 lakh Indians to be trained in basic life support or CPR. So if somebody collapses from a heart attack or any reason, you should be able to revive until the ambulance comes.
Wonderful. Lot of good stuff happening in our community, and also there is compassion in action, or not only through media, not only through physicians, but of course through you also, even being with us and in this journey of increasing our understanding. We appreciate your presence with us. And as we conclude, Dr. Suresh Reddy ji, President of AAPI, again going to your personal side, what are the top 3 habits you would say has helped you in staying healthy?
Or staying healthy. Actually, I heard at this recent meeting, he said, eat what you don't like, drink what you don't like, and do what you don't like. That means eat healthy, which does not taste good, drink water and other juices, fresh juices which may not taste great, and do exercise, which is difficult to do. But that's a price we pay for a healthy lifestyle and good health.
Wonderful. Very well said. Don't take these words literally. This is just to make a point, because you say I don't like to drink, so it doesn't mean that you start drinking. The idea is that do that which is good for your health, and it was really a healthy conversation to have President AAPI, Dr. Suresh Reddy with us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Ashok ji.
With lots and lots of good wishes for him as well as for all of you, this is Ashok Vyas.